You don't expect it to happen to you. That's how it always starts. You're lying in bed one night, phone glowing softly in the dark, and something feels off. A late reply, a hidden smile, a sudden distance where warmth used to live. And your mind begins to whisper the question you're afraid to say out loud. What if they're cheating? Your chest tightens, your stomach drops, because cheating isn't just betrayal. It feels like erasure, like everything you believed about your connection might have been imaginary. And maybe what hurts most isn't the act itself, but the thought that you weren't enough. But here's the uncomfortable truth no one tells you at 2 a.m. when you're staring at the ceiling replaying memories. Most cheating isn't really about you at all. It's about something broken, hungry, or terrified inside them, and sometimes inside us. If we're honest, we like to think cheating is simple. Bad person, bad choice, end of story. That's the version that helps us sleep at night. Villains and victims, black and white. But human psychology has never been that clean, because the same brain that promises loyalty is also wired for novelty. The same heart that loves deeply is also scared of abandonment. The same person who swears, "I'd never do that," can one day find themselves crossing a line they once judged others for. Not because they're evil, but because they're human. Your brain, like mine, runs on chemicals older than civilization. Dopamine, oxytocin, cortisol. These invisible messengers quietly shape our desires and fears. Long-term love is built on oxytocin, calm, safety, attachment. It's warm, stable, predictable. But dopamine is different. Dopamine is thrill, mystery, the rush of the unknown. It's the feeling of a new message lighting up your screen, a stranger laughing a little too long at your jokes, someone seeing you with fresh eyes. Your brain doesn't whisper, "This is dangerous." It whispers, "This is exciting." And excitement is addictive. So sometimes cheating doesn't begin with lust. It begins with boredom, or loneliness, or feeling invisible. Picture someone coming home every day feeling unappreciated. Conversations become logistics, bills, groceries, who's picking up the kids. No one touches their arm anymore. No one really looks at them. Then one day, someone does. Just eye contact. Just, "You seem different today." Just a small spark. And suddenly their brain lights up like a city at night. Not because this new person is better, but because this new person makes them feel seen. And the scariest part? Feeling seen is one of the most powerful drugs on earth. Sometimes cheating isn't chasing another person. It's chasing a forgotten version of yourself. The younger you, the desired you, the interesting you. It's less, "I want them," and more, "I want to feel alive again." But here's where it gets darker. Not all cheating comes from emptiness. Some of it comes from wounds we don't even know we're carrying. Psychology calls it attachment theory. If you grew up with unpredictable love, a parent who was warm one day and distant the next, your nervous system learned something dangerous. Love isn't safe. So even when you finally find a stable relationship, part of you doesn't trust it. Stability feels foreign. Calm feels suspicious. So you unconsciously create chaos. You flirt. You hide things. You sabotage. Not because you want to hurt someone, but because deep down your brain says, if it's going to fall apart anyway, I might as well break it first. Self-protection disguised as betrayal. Trauma wearing the mask of choice. And then there's the quiet reason nobody talks about. Shame. Some people cheat because they don't believe they deserve love at all. So when someone truly cares for them, it feels uncomfortable, heavy, like wearing clothes that don't fit. Instead of rising to meet that love, they escape into something shallow, temporary, disposable. Because losing something casual hurts less than losing something real. So they destroy what matters most just to avoid the pain of possibly being abandoned. It sounds irrational, but the human brain is incredibly good at choosing familiar pain over unfamiliar peace. You see it everywhere. The friend who keeps dating toxic partners, the guy who ghosts when things get serious, the woman who keeps secrets even when she doesn't need to. We don't always run towards happiness. We run towards what feels familiar, even if it hurts. And yet, here's the part that matters. Understanding isn't the same as excusing. Pain explains behavior. It doesn't justify it. Cheating still breaks trust, still shatters hearts, still leaves someone staring at their reflection wondering what they lacked. But when you understand the psychology, something shifts. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What were they running from inside themselves?" Because cheating is rarely about finding someone better. It's usually about escaping yourself. The healthiest people don't stay loyal because they're never tempted. They stay loyal because they know how to sit with discomfort. They communicate loneliness instead of hiding it. They admit boredom instead of chasing novelty. They face their childhood wounds instead of acting them out. They choose honesty over dopamine, connection over excitement, growth over escape. And that's harder than people think. Real love isn't fireworks every day. It's choosing the same person when the fireworks fade. It's saying, "I'm struggling," instead of disappearing. It's turning towards your partner when your brain wants something shiny and new. Because love isn't just a feeling, it's emotional responsibility. So, if you've ever been cheated on, hear this softly. It wasn't because you weren't enough. It was because they weren't whole. And if you've ever been the one who cheated, don't rush to label yourself a monster. But don't hide either. Get curious. What were you starving for? Validation? Excitement? Safety? Control? Because until you face that hunger, you'll keep trying to feed it with people. And people were never meant to be medicine for wounds you refuse to heal. At the end of the night, when everything is quiet and you're alone with your thoughts, the truth is simple and heavy and strangely comforting. We don't betray others first. We betray ourselves. We ignore our needs, suppress our fears, pretend we're fine. And eventually, those unspoken parts leak out in destructive ways. Cheating is often just a symptom. The real story is deeper. Loneliness, fear, shame, disconnection. So maybe the real question isn't, why do people cheat? Maybe it's, why do we struggle so much to be honest about what we're missing? And maybe healing begins the moment we stop judging and start understanding. If this touched something inside you, sit with it tonight. Reflect. Talk. Be brave enough to look at your own patterns with compassion. Because the goal isn't perfect love, it's conscious love. And that might be the only kind that actually lasts.